Yeah, it is aircraft number 1 for A380 and aircraft number 1 for SIA wide bodies. There we go, just turned on the light. Here we are with another review. This is an Airbus A380 Singapore Airlines. Now, you may be wondering why it's a French registration, because if you see my previous videos on Singapore Airlines, they are flying with the Singapore country code, which would be 9er Vector, but this isn't. It's actually Foxtrot, which is for France, F for France. And then it goes with Whiskey Sierra Tango, and and if you do know about Airbus, most of their test registrations are Whiskey something. I'll tell you more about that in this upcoming video. So let's go.
Good morning, Vietnam!
So the reason behind the Foxtrot Whiskey for French test registration for Airbus aircraft is because Airbus was formed and is based in France, and they use the French registration to test their aircraft, not even just prototype, even those that are required before delivery, just to make sure that everything's in tip-top condition before being handed over to the customer. So yeah, that's why it's Foxtrot Whiskey Sierra Tango. So you can technically think what it is now with Singapore Airlines and the test registration. Like I said, it's gonna be a Singapore Airlines A380 with either the full livery or a or another special type livery that you wouldn't know. And Bama, it's not the full livery. So let's just dive in. So it's gonna be a very simple one. It's oh, wrong side. It's this. It's essentially the A380, okay, but with a Singapore Airlines tail and a primer coat on the rear. But the rest is all covered in a green, different shades of green. Alright, it's actually a green coating used to prevent a corrosion from happening to the aircraft. It's in to prevent the corrosion of the zinc, not zinc, aluminium, to prevent the it's a green coating to prevent the metal on the aircraft from actually corroding or whatnot, and then thus deeming the aircraft unsafe to fly. And most of the times it's just painted over the primer in order to ensure that these are safe. The aircraft are still protected. It's just that they're painted so well even on the doors that you wouldn't see it. So the box is simple, just like this. This is just the scheme that they're trying to use. It's like a pixelated camouflage if you think about it. Yeah, but they're trying to use the same color scheme as the coatings that they use. Different coating apply from different parts of the aircraft according to the different metal they use. Most of the time, for this A380, the alloy they used was a lot different. I think it was like an aluminium alloy, if I was correct. Yeah, so it's different from your normal, aluminium. I mean, most aluminium are alloys. This is a special grade alloy, if I'm correct. Either that or it's a carbon aluminium alloy. I can't remember, but yeah, it's definitely a different alloy of metal. I think it was aluminium. Yeah, so that's why the coating also differs from side to side, because it's divided up into different parts. Yes, here could be made in France, it could be made in the UK. I keep forgetting where is it though, but yeah, essentially that's that. So I mean, the coating also varies according to manufacturing site, and like I said just now, and the material used. So yeah, anyway, let's get into unboxing. Simple knife, right side. And if you didn't notice, this is actually a Singapore Airlines blue, and this is somewhat Singapore Airlines gold. I think it's the same color that they use for my 9er Vector Mike Golf Alpha 737. Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, forgot to say, this is Hamburg Findwerker, because Hamburg in the north of Germany is actually situated by the river Rhine and the North Sea. So you would see a lot of water bodies. So yeah, and Toulouse-Blagnac is like situated in it's like in southern France, but in the more landlocked areas. So definitely Hamburg Findwerker. Hamburg Findwerker is where you would see most of these green coated jets, because when the A380 production line ran, right before it closed in 2021, the start of 2021 was as it's closing, well, yeah, they would assemble the aircraft that you see right now, the actual one in Toulouse-Blagnac, get everything flying in such a color scheme, actually send them over to Hamburg Findwerker for the primer, final livery, and your cabin furnishing. And if it's not like a special occasion of the aircraft, they will just fly it back to the home base. If not, they will actually fly it back to Toulouse Blagnac for acceptance, a special acceptance ceremony. Yeah, but if not, yeah, it will just be like that. So it's good if you want to portray Hamburg Findwerker. I mean, with Phoenix coming out with this scheme, I hope that, you know, not only just A380s will get this scheme, because currently it is. You know, you see those like Airbus aircraft being given it. You know, and not only just Airbus aircraft, Boeing aircraft can also be given. Carbon composite aircraft right now, they have, instead of the green coating you see, it's actually a primer already painted on top of them that prevents corrosion of the carbon composite, but at the same time also allows for a clean canvas for the painters to work on. You know, it's already white. You don't have to spray it on primer. You will lose even more weight because the carbon composite itself already is given a coat of primer, so you don't have to redouble up another coat of primer on it. So that also saves weight and fuel efficiency. I mean, that one is also possible. It's just gonna be something like this, but instead of all these different color, shades of green or yellow coming up, it's all just white like this tail, but it's not a full livery. Yeah. So we move on up to the plastic cover. Now the sheet is at the top, so we're gonna do this by the bottom. The new Phoenix plastic is a bit curved at the edges. I don't know if it's like purposely done so to reduce the amount of plastic used, but it's definitely not good for holding because you see it's very little area, and I don't think it really grips as well as the older boxes. So yeah. Then now we just take this one out. You gotta be really careful of the plastic in case it flies off. And then we remove the plastic. Now it's time to get ourselves our very reliable mat. Yeah, there you go. A380 is located at the bottom now. Oh, fun fact. Right, while I'm setting this up, the A380 was the variant was designated the 800 and not like any other number, because if you put this together in the ICAO code, it'll be 8388. So that would equate to, you know, a very lucky number in Asians, because the number 8 actually means prosperity to them. So you know, it's a symbolic, because they were hoping that it will be used on the very big trunk routes, you know, in Asia, you know, domestic routes in Japan, domestic routes in China, you know, heavy flying from Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, maybe even Jeju. But obviously, you know, the aircraft itself is a very niche one. The airports have to be niche as it is, you know, so you know, that obviously didn't turn out well. Yeah, so, and those are just some of the high capacity routes. Yeah, but not all are capable of handling the A380. I mean, even though you see some like Kuala Lumpur, oh my, and Singapore, yeah, yes, they do have A380 capable handling. There's not enough demand from like one flight time to actually use the A380. Rare case, and most A350-900 from both airlines. So anyway, we're gonna start with our nose. The nose looks really good. They've got the really nice shape here. Doesn't look as bad as the Gemini Jets one. You know, and I love that the Phoenix new generation also includes this small hump. Normally it will just be printed on, so now that they actually have this hump, it's actually really nice. You know, you've got one antenna here. You know, it's moving on really well. If you can see actually right here, that is, you know, it says there MSN079. There you go, MSN079. Now what does that equally mean? Is manufacturing serial number 079. It's essentially how many is to recognize, or this aircraft is from the production line of this number, and you know, also to allow for the assembly of the aircraft to be more coordinated. This is for 079, this is for 079, this is for 079, and also for the selling away, you know, you need all these serial numbers to make sure the aircraft is actually officially made, it's been officially test flight and accepted by previous customers before, and not just any other fraud. Now you'll see this also in your cars, you know, obviously the numbers will obviously be bigger here and there. So yeah, then you obviously move down, you know, you've got a nice fuselage. The wings are really good. You've got the nice shape in, you know, it's not cradle, it's actually slot in, so it's really good. It gives it a nice seamless fit. Then move on to the rear. You know, they've got nice trailing as usual. And then you've got your beautiful tail. They've got the tail right. They've got your gold, sort of gold tail. I mean, Phoenix, the gold is not really gold. I think it's more a bit of like a orangey yellow, so to speak. Yeah. Then you've got your twin rudder here. Very very tall. And then actually, you know, if you compare this, I'll show you later. You've got a nice tail, so much so that you can even fit the APU in here. You know, you can just hold my aircraft down. You know. This is actually a small insert hole. So that's really beautiful considering it's such a big aircraft. And maybe you're wondering why there's a yellow part here. Again, it's the coating. Like I said, this white part is not the full primer. It's just half, a bit of it, that was painted before it was sent over, you know, to Toulouse for assembly. So once they're all done, everything other than the rudder will be painted again in primer, right? So yeah. And now we shift down to our wings. We've got our beautiful Trent 800 engines, because this is a Singapore Airlines 841. It's got a really nice sort of much smooth. It's got a very smooth sort of gull wing like shape, where it actually tapers up at first, you know, but then it tapers slightly down at the end, but it's okay. It's more of a very smooth curve, you know. You can see that the dramatic change in aerofoil is also dramatic, especially on this part here. The curve is really dramatic, but it's actually true to scale. And then we can look at the beautiful Trent 800s that you see right here. And to believe me, these are actually see-through. Yeah, you can see that the blades are all individually there. It looks to be all in order, and you can see that the blades are actually see-through, which is really nice considering that Phoenix has considered updating their mould, which is really really good. You know, you've got the nice antenna here, another one here, some small humps that you cannot add in 400 scale. They're both down to the bottom. This is what looks like to be ram air turbines, but I can't confirm this because I remember the A380, I saw that they were the ram air turbines, either on this side or this side, I can't remember. Yeah, then you got another antenna here. Really really intricate gear. I think finally Phoenix has improved on their intricate gearing for the A380. Really really beautiful. The triple bogies are really really easy to tilt, and the only thing is that the sad thing is that Phoenix only does tilted gear for their triple bogie aircraft that have triple bogie. So yeah, then these with twin bogie, it's really really hard to move them, and I don't want to move them because you see if I do, it's a bit of a like not well oiled, so I'm worried it will just break off. So yeah, then you've got ram air turbines. What else did I miss out? Oh yeah, the wings. You've got the test registration here, Foxtrot Whiskey Whiskey Sierra Tango. It will obviously be changed to a Singaporean registration during the painting. Yeah, I forgot what it became after that. Then yeah, your composite live, your coating here. You got your cargo door as well. You know, over here. If I can even focus. Yeah, I think there's a Fox. Yeah, then on the rear there's a. Give me a sec. Yeah. Foxtrot Whiskey Sierra Tango MS. I think they put there 079. Yeah, just 079. Yeah, so it's really really beautiful. I mean, it's a stunning work by Phoenix, to be honest. You know, yes, I've been ranting about Phoenix not having such excellent molds, but to be honest, I think the only one where they succeed on is the A380. It just looks stunning. Like the measurable size, like this is my hand. Alright, and I mean if you can even compare it, there's no way to compare it. I mean, it already takes up like almost half. You can see that the, you know, you can see that on my plate, my mat. Oh. You know, it's barely even, you know, like this is the vertical height. It's barely fitting into my mat with my sharklet wingtips, you know, so yeah. And the sharklet is really really huge, the fence tip winglets. It's really 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 huge, man. And they really got the nice strobe lights right there, you know, and the beacons. Yeah, overall it's a really good model. I think that for the price that you pay for an A380 is always worth, if it's a Phoenix one. GC Wings, I mean, it's okay, but it's not that good. Gemini Jets one is just some guy drinking vodka having drone an A380 at night. It looks atrocious, you know. AV400 definitely has an up and coming one. But I don't know how to source the sample because I don't have AV400's email. But if you do, I would then kindly put it up against the current champion of A380 modes, and then we'll see who has the better mold. Yeah. But I think that A380 shouldn't also be a thing that should be having multiple manufacturers do it, because in then, right, you're gonna overflood the market with similar types. Because like, again, in real life, A380 wasn't made. The A380 wasn't made in very big batches. I think it's like only 100, 200. Yeah, so 200 made. So I think even less than 200 made. So I mean, if there is less than 200 made, in real life, in scale, you can only make 200 different models of it. Even if there are different liveries passed throughout the years, at most there will only rise to 300 that you can make. 300 to 400. Okay, at most 300, to my belief. So it's not much you can do, and if you're gonna keep releasing an A380, if you think about it, once a month, different type, actually 2 types a month, right? 12 months, that's 24. 300 divided by 24, we give a very simple number. It's gonna amount to about 2 to 3 years, and you're gonna finish the whole livery set. And don't forget, the releases are also varying, from 1 year to 2 years, or I mean, like 1 month you can have a few types here and there. So yeah, I mean, this one came along with a China Southern version, but I didn't get the China Southern version. I think that one of this should be enough. So I mean, yes, it will go well with the Hamburg Findwerk, since I have some A321s, I can just put it up beside and say, oh, the A321 is waiting for delivery, this is just going there for acceptance testing, flight testing. But again, I would also like to see, A321s, A330s, A350s all being painted in also such the green coating for the metal in real life, or even just your white primer for the composite aircraft. I mean, it would help really better for those who want to start a Hamburg Findwerker or Toulouse Blagnac, or even just Seattle paint, Charleston, South Carolina, Renton, or Boeing Field Airport. Yeah, it will be really helpful. If not, then I'll see you guys in another video. If you do like this, like and subscribe. And if you want me to do more A380s, or you want to see more such prototype aircraft, do let me know in the prototype or coated aircraft, do let me know in the comments below. What other aircraft should I get? Also, you should know. And if not, time for the montage. Bye. Sorry, I was sounding like very fast. Yeah.